Okay, I think it's live. Jai Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandhar Vikagiri Dhari Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki Jai Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupar Rashata Rashata Shishmar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shila Guru Dev ki Jai Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupar Rashata Rashata Shishmar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki Jai Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupar Rashata Rashata Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupar Rashata Rashata Shishmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupar Rashata Rashata Shishmar Bhakti Siddhanta Sarasvatī Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai. Nityal Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Srila Gaura Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Nityal Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Ṭhākura ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagat. Did I do Bhakti? Sorry, I need to focus. Nityalila Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Ṭhākura ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopala Bhatta Das Raghunath Shard Gosai Prabhu ki Jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki Jai. नाम अचाय श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जाय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जाय अभिन्न वृंदावन श्री नवदीप धाम की जाय श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जाय श्री गिरिराज गोवर्धन की जाय श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जाय श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जाय श्री भक्ति देवी की जय श्री पूर्णमासी योगमाया की जय श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय जय श्री दैनिक नदिया प्रकाश की जय श्री Pranavananda Brahmachari, who's at that time the Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj ki jai, who did the entire magazine. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Shri Gaur Janmotsav ki jai, or no, the Adivastiti ki jai. I think for those of you in America, it's today, right? Oh, tomorrow. Okay. Jai Shri Satchinandan Gaur Hari ki jai. Swaparshaji Gaur Hari ki jai. Shri Jagannath Mishra ki jai. Shri Sachi Maya ki jai. Shri Vishwarup ki jai. Shri Lakshmi Priya Vishnu Priya Devi ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. In the real Prachin Navadip, Mayapur Yogapit Ki Jai. All right. We'll be seeing that in the article. So, Dandavat Pranams, everybody. It's been a long time, over a week now. I've just been making pre-recorded videos, but now finally we're coming back together again in real life, like in real time. And today we have an extra special treat. Shrivas Prabhu, who's with us right now, he has been translating the Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa, the daily newspaper published under Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Sarasvatī Ṭhākura Prabhupāda by Śrīla Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, who at that time was Pranavananda Brahmachari, a daily magazine, a daily newspaper. And at that time, they didn't have like a computer and they can just send it out. Like everything was very painstaking, like having to typeset everything, and like the whole process was very involved in every single day without fail. So I've only heard about Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa a lot, but I haven't actually read any of the issues, so I'm pretty excited for this session. Shrivas has been translating all these. I think this is probably going to be like a lifetime project because there's like so many issues, but yeah, Shrivas has been translating them slowly, and they are all going on a website. What is it, Shrivas? NadīyāPrakāśa.com?
Yeah.
So NadīyāPrakāśa.com, you'll be able to find all these issues. So Shrivas sent a few issues to do with the Gaura Pūrṇimā festival. And so I'm going to hand it over to Shrivas. And yeah, if you could lead us in the way. And also, if you could make the text on the Word file, if you could make it a little bit bigger so that people could easily read. Oh, and I'm going to give permission for so that you can screen share so that everybody can see what you're. 1 second. Let me just do that right now. Okay. Okay, now you can share your screen.
Share.
I was just skimming through it today, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so it started in 1926. We actually can't find the first 2 years anywhere. And they were only publishing twice a week then, but what we have is starting from year 3 when they started publishing 6 days a week. They would take a break on Sunday. Anyways, it's year 3 starts 4 or 5 days before Gaura Pūrṇimā. I guess 6 days before Gaura Pūrṇimā, the week leading up to Gaura Pūrṇimā. And it starts with, this issue starts with, it always starts with a very simple article, usually like some sort of a tale, a story, some sort of upakyan that has some sort of nice teaching. But I'm going to skip over that today. You guys can go to nadīyā.com to read full issues. I just want to, there's so much material in like about 2 or 3 issues. I mean, leading up to this, there's daily descriptions of the parikrama from back then, where they went, who spoke at which place. So there's detailed descriptions of that. I wanted to make recordings of all this before Gaura Pūrṇimā, but maybe we can do that next year. But I just want to focus now on just the Gaura Pūrṇimā stuff. So wait 1 second. Okay, so here, this is an invitation. So this is from the day before Gaura Pūrṇimā, and this is an invitation. I'm just going to adjust my screen here a bit. Okay, that's good. Is that visible enough on the screen?
Yeah, I mean, one thing, if you do like Control A and then enlarge the text
make
a bit
the
more,
text actually bigger. Okay.
but you could just do Control A to select everything, so you don't need to do it manually.
Right. Okay.
Then,
let's see.
or you can just see right there. There's a big 18 is good.
18 is good. Okay. Okay. So description of Madhurima Dweep, and then Ritu Dweep. Okay, yeah, there. Gaura Janmotsav, an invitation. So, there are no bounds to the bliss today in Sridham Navadvip at the sight of Sri Sri Gaura's appearance. After performing parikrama of Sri Antardvip, Mayapur, Simantadvip, Godrumdvip, Madhyadvip, Koladvip, Ritudvip, and Janudvip, today, thousands and thousands of men and women, devotees all from near and far, have reached Modadrum. First, having had darshan of Sri Sri Radha Govinda's beautiful Sri Murtis, and after that, having Harinam Sankirtan sung aloud by thousands and thousands of devotees all together, with people shouting Hari again and again amid the sweet tumult of conch shells, gongs, khol, and kartals, as well as the deep resonant sounds of trumpets, and witnessing the unprecedented sight of thousands and thousands of handheld flags. Even the hearts of extreme heretical persons were stunned momentarily. They forgot their hereticism. After the conclusion of the festival in Sri Modadruma Dweep, the devotees will perform parikrama of Ritudweep and arrive back in Sri Shashimata's courtyard at Yogapith on Monday. Many, many devotees are coming from far-off regions. Some are participating in parikrama and others are taking refuge at Yogapith. The Sri Vishwa Vaishnav Raj Sabha has been and is inviting all the inhabitants of the world. Ogo, residents of the world, wherever you are, leave everything and come. He who incarnated in Navadvip for your sake, he who enacted the pastime of sannyas for your sake, and went from door to door for you, he whose heart is extremely agitated by your suffering, and whose eyes have been flooded with tears, that moon of Nadīyā, the darling of Shachi, his birth festival, that full moon day of the month of Phalgun, that is forever cherished by devotees and inhabitants of the world, is almost upon us. And that's found it uncapitalized his. Come, inhabitants of Nadīyā, come, residents of Bengal, come, citizens of India, come, inhabitants of the world, leave all enmity, violence, and envy, throw away the narrow-mindedness of sectarianism, abandon lamentation, delusion, and fear. Young or old, wherever you are, come to your eternal home in ancient Navadvip, Sri Mayapur, at Yogapith, Shachimata's courtyard, and participate in the appearance of the moon of Sri Mayapur. There's like so much emotion in these words. Like I don't like choke up, but I'm like, it's bizarre.
So dramatic. Yeah, I love it.
Shachi's darling, the moon of Sri Mayapur. How much longer will you remain enamored with the wicked persuasions of the atheists? It has been many a day since you left your home to roam through lands near and far. How much more, since you've been wandering through samsara, how much more can your mother's heart bear? Shachimata is the real mother. Shachimata is inviting all of you. She has sent her blessed children far and wide to give word to you. Brother, shake off the delusion of Maya just once and come. Participate in the festival of Gaura's birth and make your life successful.
It's so personal also. It's like directly Shachimata herself.
You know, it's an interesting little pun. Like if you in Hindi you say Sachi, like the real, like Sachimata, the real mother. She's the real mother. Sarva Sad Guna Pūrṇam Tam Bande Phalguna Pūrṇimā. This is a pranam mantra for Gaura Pūrṇimā itself. Yasyam Shri Krishna Chaitanyo Vatirnaha Krishna Namabhi. Uttering these words, the Mahajans venerate the Phalgun full moon day, the day that the root of all avatars, the combined form of Shri Radha Krishna, the Lord of Golok, incarnated from his own abode, the Gaura Prakāśa, golden dimension, into this material world, onto the earthly Navadvip, along with the holy name of Shri Krishna. That all virtuous day of Phalgun Pūrṇimā is the sole object of our veneration. In the kalpa of Sri Shweta Varaha, during the Manvantara Vaivasvat, in the 28th Chatur Yuga of that period, towards the end of Dwapara Yuga, Krishna appeared in the earthly Braj along with the whole of Braj. After 125 years of Sri Krishna's pastimes, during the dawn of the next age, that of Kali, comes the time of Sri Sri Gauravatar. Mahaprabhu's appearance took place in 1407 Shaka, on the day of Phalgun Pūrṇimā, and he disappeared in 1455 Shaka. Chaudashata Sata Shake Janmera Praman Chaudashata Panchanne Haila Antardhan. In every Shvetavaraha Kalpa, the Avatari, source of all incarnations, Krishna, and thereafter the Avatari Gaura, manifest their pastimes in the material world. Though the age of Kali is stained with many flaws, the age of Kali that occurs in this Shvetavaraha Kalpa, in the 28th Chatur Yuga of the Vaivasvat Manvantar, is supremely auspicious for all living entities. This is because in this age of Kali, those of refined intelligence can worship the father of the Sankirtan movement, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, via the Sankirtan Yagya, and obtain the mercy of the source of all incarnations, Sri Krishna himself, in person. The savior of the age of Kali, Sri Gaur Sundar, incarnated to bestow the treasure of Krishna Prem, which had not been offered in other yugas. He brought completion to the philosophical conclusions of Madhva, Ramanuj, Vishnuswami, and Nimbarka, these four acharyas, and by preaching the unprecedented Siddhanta of Achinta Bhedabhed, bestowed auspiciousness upon all living entities. Those who follow the teachings of Sri Chaitanya are capable of obtaining the mercy of that Bhagavan who is Sarva Angshi, source of all, and Avatari, source of all incarnations. Therefore, O Vaishnavas, who regard yourselves as followers of Madhva, Ramanuj, Vishnusami, and Nimbarka, come. You too should participate in the festival of Gaura's birth. Do not think Gaur Sundar is no one to you. Gaur Sundar is your worshipful Lord. To neglect the worship of Gaur Sundar and strive to worship various other incarnations is to cut the root of the tree and water the branches and twigs. O Shaktas, Soras, Ganapatyas, and worshippers of all the other various demigods and goddesses, you too should come. Become blessed by obtaining the mercy of Gaur Sundar. Leave aside sectarian hatreds. Do not cheat yourself and others. Shri Gaur Sundar appeared in this world to deliver you. Just once pay him heed. Don't axe yourself in the foot. All glories to Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari. And then there's an official invitation letter. Yeah, it's talking about how on the day of Gaur Pūrṇimā in the afternoon, yeah, I'll just read it. Shri Shri Mayadhishaya Namaha. For 3 days, starting from this upcoming 22nd of Falgun, the 6th of March, which is a Tuesday, there will be gatherings of the devotees, Kirtan of the Holy Name, Manohar Shahi Kirtan, reading from Leela Granthas, Bhograg, feeding the Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, and guests, and festival parades every day in Sridham Mayapur for the occasion of Shri Shri Gauranga's birth festival. On the 23rd of Falgun.
One second. Manohar Shai, is that Srivas Thakur's style?
Srinivasacharya's, yeah.
Srinivasacharya's style. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very neat. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not, okay, so starting on the 22nd, I think Gaur Pūrṇimā is the 23rd. Yes. Is it? Anyways, a 3-day long festival. So then on the Wednesday at 3 in the afternoon, the Sridham Pacharani Sabha will be convened. At this time, the acclaimed virtuous deeds of those who engage in activities dear to Shri Shri Gauranga will be recognized and honors presented to them. And if you read the whole description of that, there's a paragraph that talks about Param Gurudev, and Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj is glorifying him in the assembly, saying how Shri Vino Bihari Brahmachari is teaching us new ways of serving Shri Shri Guru Gauranga by winning court cases against Babajis who claim Mahaprabhu's birthplace is on the other side of the Ganga.
That's awesome.
Really, yeah, this seems a really contentious time. There's a lot of pushback against Mahaprabhu's birthplace in Mayapur. So almost every article in this month and the following month is like about that, or a lot of articles. And yeah, definitely Param Gurudev and Pranavananda Brahmachari were working together to publicize this.
And at that time, like in the Navadip Dham Pracharini Sabha, they would give out the Gaur Ashirvad Patras, right? It was kind of like, and so with that one, was that a Gaur Ashirvad Patra, or would they like how was it organized? Like would they just sometimes like certain people would get the Gaur Ashirvad Patra and then others they would just like write a paragraph like that? Was it?
Yeah, there's a whole sequence of events. There was like first Sarasvatī Ṭhākura accepting the position of Sabhapati. First he like denied it, but then like another person would insist that he accept it. It was offered to other people. Then certain members were recognized. Certain members who had departed that year were, eulogized, and then new members were proposed. Like this person should join the Pracharani Sabha for the services they've done, and then kind of recitations of different people and the different services they've done. And then as far as I remember, there was only 3 Gaur Ashirvad Patras official titles offered to 3 different people.
Every
So
year. Just
different
3.
years. There was different, I'm not, maybe different numbers in different years, but this year I think it was only 3, as far as I remember.
And would they would convene on Gaura Pūrṇimā day or the day after Gaura Pūrṇimā?
I'm trying to figure that out. This is, we look at the beginning here. This
And this
is
was
the
established
21st.
originally by Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, right? And a group of other.
Yes. Yeah,
Right?
to publicize the glory of Navadvip. And what's interesting, like I had my own doubts. I'm ashamed to say I had my own doubts about like the establishment of Mayapur there. Like, because you go to Navadvip and they're like, oh no, but Mayapur's birthplace is there. And I'm like, okay, maybe they're right, you know. But like when you look at the evidence that they're presenting, you know, archaeological evidence, maps, testimonies from residents of Navadvip who, like when Bhaktivinoda Thakur was going door to door asking them where is Mahaprabhu's birthplace, you know, before the Babajis got jealous and realized that it was a money-making opportunity, before Prabhupada's Navadvip Parikrama started attracting so many people, everyone was like, yeah, it's on the eastern side of the Ganga. It's not here. Like Mayapur flooded, we all moved here. And you know, and that it was lost. And so it's almost like it was Krishna's arrangement to banish everyone from the sacred site of Mayapur, clear the ground for Sarasvatī Ṭhākura and his disciples and grand disciples to create a whole new city for them. So just like no sectarian, no Sahajya adulteration, just pure Saraswat Dhara. It's amazing. It's really,
I'm living in Mayapur right now, and it is truly amazing that every single person that you see is part of the same family. There's no person from any other sampradaya. Everybody's a brother and a sister, and you know, like it's all family. No other, yeah.
yeah,
And that
and
wasn't
it's just
possible
like
otherwise. You know, like it had to be all cleared up for it, like you're saying. Yeah, really
yeah.
beautiful point.
Yeah. And if you read through these issues, you really, it just becomes so clear. There's people writing anonymous letters from Navadvip saying, we're living here in Navadvip and we're afraid to share our names because we'll probably get attacked. But you guys are right. And we are praying for the day that everyone's just going to like admit the truth. And then there's so many different scandals. The court case that Param Gurudev launched was against this Babaji who was living in Srirampur, who claimed to have found archaeological evidence of an ancient Ram Sita temple and said that that was the birthplace of Mahaprabhu. But this was because he was living, he had established this like little dwelling settlement, and there was all these ladies living with him, and he needed to provide an income for them. And it's just bizarre, the lengths that certain people went to. Yeah, anyways, kind of off
And
topic.
what they call Prachin Mayapur or whatever, you know, like what they say is the actual birthplace of Mahaprabhu, that's also not very like that's not very ancient either, right?
No, they actually show that it was in one of the articles it mentions that the person who was actually initially in charge of that Prachin Mayapur there on the Navadvip Kulia side, previously there was evidence of him accepting Bhaktivinoda Thakur's and Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj's decision. And it wasn't until afterwards got influenced by somebody and they had to move from somewhere else to Navadvip and got that property. And then they started saying, oh no, this is so it's just like,
Yes.
yeah. Anyways, I guess we should move on to the next issue. So this is, okay, I'll make this big again. So there's a song for Gaura Pūrṇimā Day itself. Gaura Pūrṇimā Prashashti. No, I don't know if you want to sing it. Maybe we read the translation first and then You can sing it whenever you want to in your free time, or maybe tomorrow. I don't know. You'll be probably busy tomorrow. Do you actually, Madhukar, do you want to go ahead and read this? Let's take turns.
Okay, sure. And actually, I have a mridanga here, so we could sing it together also.
Okay.
Actually, something I've been doing sometimes is like I read the translation and then we sing the verse, and then I read the translation and we sing the verse like that. So maybe we could do it like that. 1 second. Let me. Could you stop sharing your screen for a second?
Oh yeah.
Actually, wait. Yeah. Okay, great. Now I'll share my screen. Which one is this? This is 3. No.
3.7.
3.7. Got it. Okay. Here. All right. Let's see how to sing this. Okay. How do you sing this? Okay. Vandito Maya Shakti.
Haribol. Sorry if you already said this, but who wrote the song?
It says at the end, one Kishori Mohan Adhikari. Don't know who he is.
Okay, and this was published in this edition of the Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa.
Yeah, I guess selected by Shri Pravananda Brahmachari Prabhu.
Okay. Jai.
Okay. So I have a bit of a strange setup right now. Okay, I'm gonna start now. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, I think that's good. I venerate you, this day of the spring full moon, which brings all auspiciousness. You have manifested the unblemished moon, Shri Gaurasundar, within Nadīyā. O Vandito Maya Shakala Shubhada Vasanti Pūrṇimā Titi Go Aja Alanka Chanda Shri Gaura Sundare Prakāśa Korile Nadīyā Maja. The earth considered it her fortune to hold his 2 feet upon her breast. She sang his glories loudly, flooded with joy, tears in her eyes. Bhagya Manila Dharani Jahar Charana Dvandva Dhariya Vakshe Gahilo Uche Mahajaya Gana Harsha Purita Shajala Choke. Today, Kali Yuga, however detestable, insurmountable, and filled with sinners, is blessed. With the glory of being your seat, it is now the best of yugas. Danya Koilo, Danya Hoilo Kali Juga Aji Grinya Alangya Pataka Bhara Gaura Vetava Asana Tahara Hoilo Shakala Jugera Sera. Rahu swallowed the blemished moon, and the call of Hari rose through the world. The sound of conches, gongs, and drums stuns the multitudes of sinful desires. Kalanki Shashanke Rahu Karashilo Hari Dvani Ute Bhuvanamai Shanka Ghanta Mridangera Role Stabda Papa Vasana Chai. The Malechas and Yavans sang Hari Hari in jest, singing high and low. By this offenseless Namabas, the ocean of material existence became insignificant to them. Amlecha Yavana Parihasa Chale Bole Hari Hari gabira ucha aparadahina nama bhase hoy sangsara sagar tader otucha. Sorry. Today Kali Yuga has become blessed. Today Kali Yuga became blessed, despite being detestable and filled with endless sinners. In the devotee community, it took the seat of the best of yugas. Danya. Oh wait, I already read this one. Did it go back?
No.
Sorry about that.
No.
Okay. Danya hoilo Kali Yuga aji grinya ashesha papete bhara bhakta samaje asana tahara hoilo shakala jugera shera. The town of Nadīyā filled with bliss, and there was a huge festival at the Mishra home. Sachimata's lap shone with the play of a beauty that conquered the world. Anande bhorilo Nadīyā nagari Mishra bhavani vipula mela Sachimatar anka ujali bhuvana vijayi ruper khela. Thousands and thousands of townsmen and women bathed in the waters of the Jahnavi and came in groups to see the child, donating varieties of gifts. O lakha lakha pura nara nari Jahnavi Śrīla koriya snana dale dale asi shishure nirakhi nana upahara korilo dana. Blessed became Kali Yuga today, despite being filled with hateful, sinful tendencies. In cultured society, it took the seat of the best of yugas. Danya hoilo Kali Yuga aji grinita papa pravriti bhara shishta samaje asana tahara hoilo shakala jugera shera. For 3 days, all the gods and goddesses disguised themselves as residents of Nadīyā. They came to worship the child's feet, putting to shame the pleasures of heaven. Trideva hoite deva devi jata dhoriya Nadīyā vasira saja pujilo asiya shishura charana sukher swarage dhaniya laja. Gods and men mingled in Sankirtan, chanting Hari Hari with profuse joy. Nadīyā became like Mathura by the touch of the Creator's lotus feet. Deva nara mili kore Sankirtan Hari Hari boli vipula hashe Nadīyā hoilo madhupuri sama Vidhatri charana kamala sparshe. Blessed became the reject Kali Yuga that is filled with vile, abominable sins. It is now praised even by Brahma, who has deemed it the best of all yugas. This seems like the refrain, right? Danya hoilo chara Kali Yuga grinya jaganya papete bhara chaturmukhe o prashankshilo tai manilo shakala jugera sera. Vrajendra Nandan Shri Krishna Chandra, embodying the mood and complexion of Radha, in order to taste prem as the ashray, flooded the world in the joy of kirtan. O Vrajendra Nandana Shri Krishna Chandra Radha Bhava Dyuti Boriya Ange Ashrayera Bhave Ashwadite Prema Jagata Bhashalo Kirtana Range. Investing all his potency into the holy name, removing all rules of time and cleanliness, he sent his associates ahead of him and then came himself to the town of Nadīyā. Neja sarva shakti arpiya shri name shocha kala vedi korilo dur apashada gane pataye agre apani ashilo Nadīyā pura. pura, apani ashilo Nadīyā pura. O dhanya korilo kali juga diya name adhikar shraddha dhane. Nama nami eka kori prachara dupalo vishwa premera bane. Oops, I forgot to read the translation. He blessed Kali Yuga, giving eligibility for the holy name to the faithful, preaching that the name and the named are one. He drowned the world in a flood of prema. Okay, I'm gonna read the translation first. In divine love, Shachi and Jagannath opened their storehouse and gave away in charity as much as their hands could carry. Advaita, Srivas, and Brahma Haridas drank the nectar of love. Aprakrita snehe Shachi Jagannatha Bhandara Ujari Korilo Dana. Advaita Srivasa Brahma Haridasa Prema Piyusha Korilo Pana. Here, Nilambar, Shachi's father, he read the child's astrological chart. He said, Vishvambar, the maintainer of the universe, will deliver the whole world. Heta Nilambara Shachira Janaka Shishur Lagna Kori Vichara Kohe Vishvambara Brahmanda Bharata Koribe Sarva Jagada Udara. I glorify you, the day of Falguni Pūrṇimā, the bestower of all auspiciousness. For you manifested the deliverer of the fallen, Shri Gaurasundar, within Nadīyā. Vandito mai shakala shubhadha Falguni Pūrṇimā titi go aja. Patita pavana Gaura Sundara Prakata korile Nadīyā maja. One more time. Vandito mai shakala shubhada Falguni Pūrṇimā titi go aja. Patita pavana Gaura Sundara Prakata korile Nadīyā maja. Prakata korile Nadīyā maja. Prakata korile Nadīyā maja. Oh Jaya Shachi Nandan Jai Gaura Hari. Shachi Nandan Jai Gaura Hari. Oh Gaura He, Gaura He, Gaura He, Gaura He. Jai Shachi Nandan Gaura Hari Ki Jai. Could you hear the mridanga? I didn't know if I had noise cancellation on or off.
Sound okay?
Okay, great. Jai Ho. All right, I'm going to hand it back over to you, Srivas.
Okay. So that was by Shri Kishori Mohan Adhikari. The titles Sahitya Bhushan and Purana Ratna from Narama, Medinipur.
I'm just seeing Manjari sent a screenshot. Did I skip a verse? Surya Sarguna Purnamatam Vande Palguna Purnimam. Yasyam Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Okay, I think it's okay. Sorry.
No, I just shared the screenshot of that Gaura Pūrṇimā Pranam. It was so beautiful, and I'm hoping one of you guys can share the translation at some point in WhatsApp or something.
Oh, the translation is basically contained in the text that follows, so I didn't provide it separately.
Cha-cha, but still, maybe share in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so now there is should I make this, see how long this is. Okay, so yeah, looks like this is published on the day of Gaura Pūrṇimā.
In
And then the
Dainika
next
Nadīyā
issue,
Prakāśa, was it common like they wouldn't write the author wouldn't write their name?
it's very rare that the author will have their name, maybe only with submitted poems or letters sometimes. There is, Param Gurudev published a few articles in there. His first attacks on Mayavad were published here, and there his name appears. But yeah, usually the names don't appear.
But probably a lot of it is written by Śrīla Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, Pranavananda Brahmachari at that time, right?
Yeah, sometimes I feel like it's him and he's not giving himself credit, because other times there's little notes from the editor, which are clearly him. But yeah, other times I feel like, oh, this has to be him. This sounds like his voice or something, but there's no way of knowing really now. There would have been other devotees helping. There's definitely there's different series. So it's broken into parts. So one particular author is writing an ongoing series. There's one I'm translating right now. It's a Budar Kotha. It's like an old man's words, and it's written in a really kind of irreverent, snappy kind of way. It's really
because it's an old man, he gets a free pass.
Yeah, just like just complaining about stuff and weaving in beautiful Bhakti Siddhanta Vani.
That's
great. Yeah. Okay, so Shri Gaura Avirabhav, the appearance of Shri Gaura. Today, the auspicious day of Falgun Pūrṇimā, is the holy appearance day of the Savior incarnation in the age of Kali, the most magnanimous father of the Sankirtan movement, Shri Gaura Hari. Yesterday, during midday, the devotees arrived at Sri Yogapit, the courtyard of Sri Shachimata, after having performed parikrama of the Sri Dham's 9 islands, which represent the 9 limbs of bhakti, and with great pomp and pageantry, performing kirtan, celebrated the Adhivas Mahotsav, heralding festival. When devotees who had been performing parikrama began entering Yogapit, oh, what a wondrous, charming sight that was to behold, a sight to soothe the heart, to which there can be no comparison. There is not a stone-hearted person in this whole universe who would not have been moved by that sight. Even animals and birds became stunned and shed tears of joy upon seeing that sweet sight. So apparently birds were crying. The devotees had particles of the Sridham's dust covering their whole bodies. On top of that, they were engaged in ecstatic dancing kirtan. Thousands and thousands of voices joined in unison, shouting, "Glory to Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari," causing the atmosphere to tremble in all directions. A great carnival of joy unfolded to the extremely enchanting mingling of the sweet sounds of conchas, bells, khol, and kartals. Dukha dure gelo, chinta naro hilo, chaudike anand dekhi. It seemed as if Shachinandan had appeared once again along with his associates in manifest pastimes, becoming maddened in the performance of Maha Sankirtan with his associates, and that the world was once again afloat in the flood of prem. Gaur Sundar was raising his arms once again, spreading fearlessness, saying, "Ore, wherever you are, drop what you're doing and come. For you alone I have manifested my pastimes again today. The world will wash away in the flood of prem. No matter who you are, where you are, or how you are, drop everything and come. Join in this Maha Sankirtan." The devotees began to sing. Do you want to take this?
Sure. My God, this is like overwhelming. Okay, kidding. Wow, this is a combination of 3 songs. This is Gai Gora Chan Jive Tore, Kalir Jiver Dashan Maline Deke. That's from another song of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
I love that you know where these are from.
Okay, so I'm gonna just have to make something up right now on the spot. Oh, Gai Gora Chan Jive Tore, Kalir Jiver Dashan Maline Deke. गाय गोरचान मधुर स्वरे एक बार बोलो rasana prema pore. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
As the devotees sang this song, Kehova nache, some danced. Kehova kande, some wept. Keho hase mane mane, others laughed to themselves. There was Harinam in the mouths of the kirtan singers, Harinam in the ears of the listeners, Harinam in all directions. Dispelling all the inauspiciousness of the world, today Harinam was sung by millions of mouths. Tell me, mankind, having seen this sight, do you still aim to rot and die in the stool pit of sense gratification? Do you still want to remain deluded by the haunted enticements of the witch of Maya? Swayam Bhagavan Shri Krishna, the attractor of all, donned a captivating golden complexion and incarnated today as Gaura and is flooding the whole world in Mahaprema Ras. Do you not want to float away in that flood of prem? Tell me, human, are you worried the flood of prem is going to catch you? Is that why you are trying to run away? No, there is nowhere more to run. The associates of Gaura have put on this enormous function to catch all of you in the flood of prem today. Seeing such a vast gathering of pure-hearted devotees, such a large number of pious people from so many different regions and countries who are devoted to truth, attached to dharma, and desirous of beholding the Sri Dham, the appearance place of Gaura, even though it is so long after the fact of Srimad Mahaprabhu's manifest pastimes, this fact infuses our hearts with an unprecedented hope. It feels like the former glory of Sriram Mayapur is coming back after 441 years. Once again, the directions are resonating with the sound of loud Harinam Sankirtan sung from the mouths of thousands and thousands of assembled devotees. Really, before reading this, I didn't really grasp how glorious it was, what Sarasvatī Ṭhākura was doing. Abandoning the arrogance of birth, wealth, and prestige, thousands and thousands of human beings are drowning in the ras of Gaura Kirtan. They have understood that there is no better means of deliverance than to take shelter at the lotus feet of Gaur Sundar. There is no recourse than to perform Harinam Sankirtan in the association of Gaura's pure devotees. Shri Prabodhananda Sarasvatī Pad's words come into focus once again. Stri putradi katat jahur vishaina shastra pravadam buddha Yogendra Vijahur Marun Niyamaja Klesham Tapastapasaha Jnana Bhyasa Vidhim Jahuscha Jatayash Chaitanya Chandre Param Avishkurvati Bhakti Yoga Padaving Naivanya Asid Rasa. Now that Sri Chaitanya Chandra has inaugurated the platform of Para Bhakti Yoga, people who were immersed in the pleasures of the senses have cast aside worldly topics related to the maintenance of wife and children. The scholars of philosophy, poetry, logic, and whatnot have left their scriptural debates. The greatest of yogis have completely relinquished the pains of striving to withhold their breath, and the ascetics have left their austerities. Now there is no other rasa to be seen in this world besides that of bhakti. Okay, I guess this is another verse from Prabhupada Sarasvatī Pad. Abhud gehe tumul hari sankirtana ravo babo dehe vipulpul ka shru vyatikara api snehe parama madurut karsha padavi daviyasyam nayad api jagati gaure avatarati. When Shri Gaur Sundar appeared in this world, the sound of tumultuous Hari Sankirtan rose up in every home. People's bodies blossomed with fibrillation and tears, like so many kadamba flowers. As Prema Bhakti reached exponentially greater levels of intensity and excellence, the utmost, sweetest, most exalted platform of being, unheard of even in the Vedas, became manifest. Do you want to take this? 1 second, to excuse myself.
Sure. Okay. 3-7. 1 second. Let me just. All right. I'm going to share my screen now. Okay. So where did he leave off? Vishva Vaishnava Raj Sabha. Okay, there. Just finding a page number. Wait, which one was it? 3.7. No, that's 3.6. Where's? Sorry.
Oh, it's
Wait,
okay.
Chivas, you're back?
I'm back, yeah.
Okay.
Blow my nose. I kind of have a cold right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
okay.
can share your screen again. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. On the occasion of Gaura's appearance, there is an assortment of festivals going on all over India. But what is the difference between those celebrations and the festival going on in Gaura's appearance place in Prachin, ancient Navadvip, Mayapur, Yogapith? Many people do kirtan, but what is the difference between the kirtan of pure devotees who are wholly surrendered to Sri Nam and the kirtan of Namaparadi, Dhammaparadi, Vaishnavaparadi kirtan businessmen, deity businessmen, and womanizing paid reciters? The difference is one of heaven and hell. Shuddha Bhaktas, pure devotees, do kirtan of Shuddhanam, pure name, and obtain the mercy of Gaur Sundar. Whereas deceitful debauchees, who are devotees in name alone, do kirtan of Namaparad, and thus charge along the path to hell. Shuddha Bhaktas do not do kirtan for profit, worship, and prestige. Rather, they do kirtan only to please the kirtan Vigraha, the father of kirtan, Gaur Sundar. And the Namaparadis do kirtan of Srinam to fulfill the desires of their own senses, thus running down the path to hell. Sadhus, saintly persons, who are endowed with sukriti, take the fact of this difference to heart and do not run towards impure association to go and hear the paid kirtan. Instead, they have all gathered and are gathering in their eternal home, Sridham Mayapur, to convey the anguish of their hearts to the moon of Mayapur. Thus they become blessed. They have understood Avaishnava Mukudgiranam Bhutam Harikathamritam Shavanam Naiva Kartabyam Sarvochistam Yatapaya. Just as there is a risk of death in drinking milk touched by the lips of a servant, if one hears Harikatha from the mouth of someone who is not actually a Vaishnav, then what to speak of that sound vibration causing bhakti to flourish? It could destroy bhakti entirely. Today is the appearance of Gaur Sundar. But where is that appearance place? Where there are hankerings for material sense objects and not for Krishna? Where people are seeking impersonal Brahman? Where people are engrossed in reaping the fruits of their actions? Where there is just duplicity and womanizing in the name of religion? Is that where the site of Gaura's appearance is? The answer is no, it is not there. The site of Sri Bhagavan's appearance is only within Vishuddha Sattva, the immaculate plane of existence, that is utterly devoid of material desires, jnana, karma, etc. Therefore, only those whose hearts have attained such sanctity can attain the qualification to witness Gaura's appearance place. In order to realize this appearance of Gaura, Sri Gurudev, who is non-different from Baladev Nityananda, has taken us on parikrama of the land of Atmanivedan, Antardip Sri Mayapur, and taught us to surrender our very souls. In order to teach us what we must do after this Atmanivedan, Sri Gurupada Padma has taken us on parikrama of the island of hearing, Simantadvip, and given us instructions on hearing. After this, he has taken us on parikrama of the Kirtan island Godrum Dvip and given us the teachings of Kirtan. In other words, he has taught us that the jiva who has surrendered his soul first develops the qualification to hear, and then, if he has heard properly, he obtains the qualification to perform kirtan. After that, Sri Gurudev has orchestrated parikrama of Madhyadvip, Koladvip, Ritudvip, Janudvip, Modadrumadvip, and Rudradeep, imparting instructions on smaran, padasevan, archan, vandan, dasya, and sakya, or the sort of sadhan bhakti endowed with all these limbs of bhakti. Now he is bringing us back to the site of Atmanivedan, to the altar of Sri Gaura's feet, and granting us the qualification to experience Gaura's appearance. Only those who have had the fortune to truly appreciate this greatly magnanimous pastime of Sri Gurudev, and to offer their souls at the feet of Sri Guru, and obtain the bhajan mudra, process of spiritual practice, as taught by him, only they will be blessed to witness Gaura's appearance in their pristine hearts. So it was all like nice and joyous in the beginning, and then a little bit of tough talk towards the end.
Jai-ho, and it's such a deeper understanding of Pūrṇimā, like what's happening on the path of, on the sadhan path and during the Pūrṇimā. Yeah, very beautiful.
Yeah, and then where was I reading? I think maybe in Param Gurudev's biography, how Param Gurudev manifested his own special schedule of parikrama, his own unique, I think first by going to Godrum, the island of Kirtan first. So every acharya has unique specialities. There's some verses from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat glorifying the Gaur Janma Tithi.
And I know for many people right now, I know it's a bit late for you. I think we'll just continue on though, and if you have to leave, no worries, and maybe you can listen to it later on, like because everything's being recorded on YouTube. So if you want to come back, if you want to leave now, if it's late, you want to go to sleep, and you can listen again, like to the rest of this on YouTube if it's late. Yeah.
Oh, because we're at the 1 hour mark. Eh?
Yeah, but I think we can just let's not worry about time now. If anybody wants to watch later, they can.
Well, this is pretty much wrapping up this issue, the Gorpan, and then we can go to the next one. I feel inspired. But just a few verses here from Chaitanya Bhagavat. Chaitanya Janma Yatra Phalguna Pūrṇimā Brahmayadi Etatira Kare Aradhana. Chaitanya's birth festival is on Phalguna Pūrṇimā. Brahma and others worship this sacred day. Parama Pavitra Titi Bhakti Sarupini. It is a supremely sacred day, the embodiment of devotion, whereupon the gem of the twice-born incarnated. Sarvayatra Mangala E Punyatithi Sarva Shubha Lagna Yadhisthana Hai Ithi. This sacred day is the auspiciousness of all festivals. It is the foundation of all auspicious signs. Eteke Titi Karile Sevan Krishna Bhakti Hoy Khande Avidya Bandhan. If one serves this sacred day, Krishna Bhakti develops, and one's bondage of nescience is severed. Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Lila 3:43-46.
We were just in Rudradeep yesterday.
Yeah? Okay. So there's a whole description of Rudradeep.
I wish I would have seen this before. We could have read from this.
Yeah,
this is great though. We should make like a Pūrṇimā, like extra Pūrṇimā guide or whatever. Extra things that people can read when they go to all these places.
There's a lot of interesting details. There's this mention of this scholar, Pandit Keshri Sri Adamar Vittalacharya, respected scholar of Dvaita Vedanta, who had come from Sri Madhvacharya's place in Udupi Kshetra, delivered a powerful speech in Sanskrit on the subject of bona fide gurus and bogus gurus. So after Sarasvatī Ṭhākura speaks at Champahati, he gets up and speaks. Pretty much he speaks at almost every parikrama place. Bhakti Hridaya Bon Maharaj will get up and speak in Bengali, and then this scholar will get up and speak in pure Sanskrit. On Gaura Pūrṇimā Day, he'll speak in pure Sanskrit, glorifying Mahaprabhu, and everybody's just going wild just to hear his beautiful Sanskrit recitations from a Madhva Vaishnav from Udupi, doing parikrama with Sarasvatī Ṭhākura then.
That is just so neat.
And it's just bizarre. For me, it was just like the irony of all ironies is that after the Udupi Pandit Mahoday's speech, Gaudiya editor, Pandit Shripad Sundarananda Vidhi Vinod Mahoday reiterated Prabhupada Sarasvatī Goswami's speech, explaining again the difference between duplicity and simplicity. If you've read
and anybody who's been reading the Achinta Veda Ved articles that Param Gurudev wrote that Srivas translated, published the full thing. It's like over 100 pages on Big Drum. They'll see the irony in that.
It's like this. Yeah. Anyways, no need to get into that anymore. So the next day, the next day is okay, that was, I can't see with this bar here. Okay, yeah, this is really beautiful. This is I mean, maybe are you doing a reading tomorrow or no? It's going to be too busy.
Yeah, I'll do a reading tomorrow. Yeah.
So we could read this tomorrow because this is like a very poetic description of the whole birth Leela.
Okay.
So yeah, we could save that for tomorrow. It'd be nice to do this again.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and there's some kirtans in here. Several kirtans actually. Could sing. And then from the next issue, if we have time tomorrow, then there's a description of what the festival was like. And that's also really beautiful. Just a little like kind of report on what the festival is, so you get a picture of what was going on that day. Yeah. So thank you for having me on.
Oh, this is a real treat, and it feels like going back in time a bit. Like this, everything that we're reading right now is probably nobody's probably seen this until like from that time. Like this is probably the first time in how many years, like almost 100 years, that anybody's getting access to this and being able to relish it. So we're really fortunate.
Absolutely. Shrivas, what inspired you to do this seva and launch the website and really do it so first class?
Oh, it's not a seva. It's just pure business, actually. I got approached I was looking for a job, and I got approached by some devotees from ISKCON, Gauranga Prabhu from the Govardhan Eco Village. And this is his pet project. He's a high-class South Indian Brahmin who believes in the virtue of knowledge. They've spent a lot of money on building temples, and he says he wants to build something like this, a Vani Mandir, for the legacy of Śrīla Sarasvatī Ṭhākura.
Beautiful. Mandir, love it.
He's actually paying me proper, adequate translator rates to translate this. So this is my day job now.
Well, that's wonderful. Be that as it may, it is still a seva, and it should be supported. Absolutely. So it's not ordinary work. It's beautiful devotional blessing. It's just both of you are just such gems of Srila Gurudev's, and you're so blessed and doing such wonderful seva. It's very inspiring.
Thank you, Didi. We're just riding your coattails. I mean,
oh my gosh, it just makes me very hopeful for the future generations, like 10, 20, even 30 or 40 years down the line. I just feel really excited to see the beautiful things that will manifest in this movement. Is there other people on the project, or are you doing this basically?
So far, it's just little old me. Hopefully, there's some ways to speed up the project, because otherwise, I can't do one every day. And they did one every day. They released an issue every day for 12 years. So I don't necessarily want to spend the next 12 years doing only this. I mean, it's fine, it's good, but there's also so many other projects and services. I am hoping to speed this up.
But anyhow, this at least now you have this service for the rest of your life. So you don't need to do it every day, but you can continue doing it until you get old.
Yeah, I think I will be. Yeah.
If you have a team, eventually, then you could do more. Yeah. If you're moving on to other projects, but you could still manage and be like the final editor. But anyway, see what Gurudev, all is Gurudev ki marzi, isn't it? Yeah. Icha, Gurudev Icha.
Yeah, that was so Urdu, Didi, so Urdu, marzi.
Something I'm looking forward to is just every time, like on all the different holy days and different days of the year, maybe we can have, like, whenever you come across neat, interesting things, we can have these kinds of readings together.
Yeah. There's a special issue. There's like usually they're only about 4 pages. These newspapers. There's a special issue which is it's like what, like 6 or 8 pages, and it's got pictures of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj and information about him that I've never read before. How he was initiated by the Ras Bihari Goswami of the Nityananda Vansh, who was the guru of the Tripura kings, where Sarasvatī
Wow.
Ṭhākura later studied. So all these interesting historical details. So there's pictures of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Gaura Das Babaji Maharaj, Sarasvatī Ṭhākura. So it's like a very official Guru Parampara announcement.
You know what
Thing.
this brings to mind? You know, in the beginning of Navadvip Mahatmya, how Bhaktivinoda Thakur has so beautifully describes how it was due to the influence of Maya, and it was the will of the Lord that all this knowledge, which had been there for thousands of years in Vedic scriptures, but it was covered. And at the right time, Maya would release that knowledge, and then the Vaishnav coming in successive generations would be revealing the knowledge that was there all the time, and that Sri Sachinandan Gaur Hari had kind of buried or invested on earth in the holy dhams, all this knowledge and pastimes and incredible mercy, but it at the right time. So there's something for each generation. And I just read a Harikatha of Srila Gurudev's where he said a similar thing. It was from a class in Badger. He was saying about how most of the things are not written. For example, there's only one Ras Leela described in Bhagavatam, but there's so many, and each one is unique and can be described. He said, so in the future, more Vaishnavas will come and tell more. And so just again, to give that sense of how dynamic and transcendental this movement is, and the knowledge, the Harikatha that manifests through the pure Vaishnavas, it's never ending. It's ever fresh, and there's always more to come. And we just get what's meant to be revealed at a certain time. Anyway, I don't want to go on, but that just hearing your presentation today, it reminded me of this fact. And like you said, this was there, but maybe a little bit lost or buried for 100 years. And you were mentioning more Harikatha, more background, more to learn and understand about our acharyas, like Srila Jagannath Das Babaji. That sounds amazing. So I can't wait.
Yeah, soon. Yeah, and you can, there's so much material already. I'm not sure how many issues, but you can go to nadīyāprakash.com and read as much as you like.
Which issue was this? Because I wanted to share some of it.
Yeah, the website isn't organized the best right now. Even the font, it was okay, and then they changed it back to something kind of terrible. I'm working with them to try and fix that. This was we read the 6th and 7th issue.
It's already published on the website though, this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
This was Gaura Pūrṇimā Prashashti. And then tomorrow will be Sachi Garva Sindhu Harindu. And they put a nice picture of Mahaprabhu's birth Leela there. So you can
I saw that. So the title of this post on the website is Gaura Pūrṇimā Prashasti. What's Prashasti mean?
Praise, Prashasti.
Oh, okay,
So
nice.
that was one. We actually read, I think we looked at 3, yeah. So there's a 3.6, 3.7, 3.8. Not sure exactly how they've titled them.
Okay, wonderful.
Thank you, Didi.
I'm getting an inspiration right now. I'm not like, we'll have to discuss this, Srivas, but
Bolo.
yeah, so I'm going to be finishing our daily Chaitanya Bhagavat thing soon, well, like in a month from now. And then I was planning on starting on May 8th. I'm planning on starting like a program to go through every single song of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. But that program is going to be a lot more flexible, because it's not like when we're reading a story, you know, like you need to finish the story. But these are like, you know, kirtan, so like it'll be a lot more flexible. And so maybe we can do like a regular thing, like every Akadashi or maybe once a week or something like that, where just all the really interesting things that you come across in your translations of these Nadīyā Prakāśa, whatever you're translating, we can just have like a sharing thing. Yeah? Okay, let's do it.
Do it.
Awesome.
Gaudiya history.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's not just that at the end of these issues, there's actual news from what's going on in Bengal at that time, in India and around the world. They were providing an actual service And Sarasvatī Ṭhākura explains, this is samalochana, or this is actually anushilan from both the anvaya and vyatirek, the positive and negative aspects. You look at the varni, the spiritual knowledge, but then you also critique what's going on in the world. So, it's not like as devotees, we just turn a blind eye to what's going on and just, yes, we absorb ourselves, but we're also aware we have, vichar, we have discernment to see what's going on in the world. So it's really interesting on many, many levels.
Yeah, and I guess there has always been this engagement with current events in the world without taking any political stance. So giving a Vaishnav perspective, but it's never political. And I always really appreciate that. And I think that we can learn a lot from that.
Well, that's a discussion to be had, whether it's political or not. I would say, okay, yes, it is. In one sense, it's not political.
I mean, it can.
In the other sense, like
everything is political in one sense, but I mean, they're not promoting or getting involved in the politics of.
Well, they are because like there was a protest, huge protest in Calcutta at the Tata factory. So Tata was making its big move. This was just before World War I, or during World War I. Tata, was one of British India's like main assets. And so all the workers are going on strike, and it's being suppressed. Like they're right. Somebody somehow is sneaking out information to Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa and saying that they're not letting us talk about this, what's going on. And so Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa publishes it. And then there's later reports that like, the publication of this information in Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa has really helped the strike. And it goes on for quite a long time. And then there's protests at the Scottish Church College where Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada went to school because the Muslim and English professors are oppressing the Hindu students, not allowing them to do Sarasvatī Puja and things. And that sparks protests also at the City College and other colleges throughout Calcutta. It's a huge student movement. They were worried about the Hindus in India, about their, and Gandhi and all the whole independence movement. They were actively trying to suppress Hindu students. And so then the Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa starts writing about Varnashram Dharma, about Gurukul, about, the importance of brahmacharya. It's hard to engage.
It's engaged, and it sounds like by what you're saying, it's also using those as opportunities to springboard the issue a little further, even.
Yeah, it's like bringing the ultimate conception.
Exactly.
It's like there are politics in the spiritual world, real politics.
Right.
Politics for the soul of humanity. It's like the purified conception, and it's amazing because if you look at the events, like there's like they're criticizing like how much revenue Maharashtra state or the Bombay presidency is making from liquor. They're talking about a lot of the corruptions of the human soul, like on the individual level, like somebody taking ganja and then attacking his whole family with an axe.
Oh my God.
So on the individual level, on the social community level, on the national level, on the world level.
That's amazing. So cool.
And you can see like also, it's interesting because like, like nowadays people are talking about like how, now with AI, they can just basically change the news. 20, 30 years from now, we may not know what the actual news
was,
right? That person who was white might be black. Now this is, they can change the facts totally. This is like, you can see from 100 years ago, you can kind of see certain things that were happening and how, everything is kind of connected. There's this unfolding of events. So it's really, I think it's gonna, and this is Gauranga Prabhu's vision, was that once these are translated into English, then, scholars and just, general commentators will be able to start studying these and see actually the powerful contribution that he's made. of, this is like the first, he called it the first Vaishnava blog. But the conception of the high caliber of knowledge and principles of Vedic culture and Vedic dharma, the pure, Daivi Varnashram dharma, and just pure Shuddha Bhakti Siddhanta, paired with and juxtaposed with everything that's going on in the world at that time. And then we can look 100 years later, we can look, okay, wow, this is all still very, very relevant. And anyways, it's interesting. We can
fascinating. But I mean to say, did they ever endorse specific political parties? I don't think so, right? They were engaged there were political implications, but they would always take it to the highest level, and they weren't aligned or in that sense involved or funding or
they do glorify Gandhi's dedication, his steadfastness, and they say that if you want to achieve anything, you need to be like that. They glorify Gandhi in that way, but they definitely question everyone. There was this famous physicist, Bose, who was working with Einstein, and he's apparently, they announced that he's opening some sort of a committee for the preservation of holy places and translations of ancient texts and stuff, and doing good work. But they're like, but if he's not guided by deeply purified principles of bhakti, then we don't know how useful this work is going to be. So it's even though they're like, okay, this person is doing good work, they're like, take it with a grain of salt. We don't know. Got to stay pure. It's a really high standard, that Sarasvatī Ṭhākura's standard.
And considering their audience too, probably mostly the educated elites, right? Although they were read by the masses, I mean, anyone who was literate. I wonder what the literacy rate was at that time. Anyway, going on a tangent now, I'm fascinated.
So I'd love to do this once a week or whenever, and however it works, you guys.
Let's do it. I'm excited for this.
Hi, Sarasvatī Ṭhākura.
Haribol. All right, so then I'll see you all tomorrow at same time, 7 a.m. India time tomorrow, to read the next issue of Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa. Jai Ho. Srivas, would you like to do a short, like a Jaidvani, a little Jaidvani?
Okay. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Radha Govinda Gopinath Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Shri Radha Raman Bihari Shri Radha Damodar Shri Radha Sham Sundar Shri Radha Raman Shri Radha Gokulananda Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Jai Niti Vishta Om Vishnupad Shri Srimad Śrīla Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Niti Leela Prabhupada Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Bhaman Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Niti Leela Prabhupada Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Trivikram Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Ki Jai. Niti Leela Prabhupada Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitya-lila Prabhupada Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitya-lila Prabhupada Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Srimad Bhakti Daik Madhav Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Saparshad Joy Guru Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Sarasvatī Ṭhākura Śrīla Prabhupāda Ki Jai. Shri how do we title Śrīla Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj?
Mahabhagavat.
Mahabhagavat Prabhupada Śrīla Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Saptam Goswami Sachidananda Śrīla Bhakti Vinod Ṭhākura Ki Jai. Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Navadip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Shri Gaur Pūrṇimā Ki Jai. Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa Ki Jai. Tribhura Mangal Harinama Sankirtan Ki Jai. Hare Krishna Mahamantra Ki Jai. Samagat Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Tai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Dandavat pranams. All right, see you all tomorrow. Hari Bol.
What about Kirtan?
Okay, we could do short. I'll do short. Mahamantra Kirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol. Hari Bol. All right. Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Sachinandan Gaur Hari. All right, I'm going to end now. Hari Bol.
Thank you so much, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Satya Mataji. And oh wait, 1 second. Nari Hari Prabhu and Bhavatarani Mataji, they're listening from the hospital. Oh, and he says, Happy Gaur Purnima, thank you so much for the reading. Dandavat Pranams, Nari Hari Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hari Guru.
Hari Bol. All right, see you all tomorrow. And Dandavat Pranams everybody on YouTube and Facebook. Hari Bol.